Okay. So, I'm going to make sure that I don't fuck up this time. Remind me
Let
later.
Ann know that I apologize for Logan, by the way.
Yeah.
How about you apologize for bombing Iran?
Okay. All right, buddy.
Those are allegations, and I'm not even gonna fucking acknowledge what you just said.
I'm not even gonna entertain what you just said, bro. Like, honestly.
It doesn't even deserve a response.
Okay, I'm syncing myself up right now. Okay, now I'm gonna mute this mic.
Do that.
Okay.
I'd be completely within my right.
So, we are ready to go. So, Stefan, do you want to go first, or
Are you start? Did you start?
Yeah.
How long do we plan on being here? Because I want to play repo or something.
We can just do like an hour.
Can we make it 30 minutes?
Oh, I mean, if we can, like, if you want to just like fly through these, then sure.
Yeah, we probably won't fly through them, but okay. I'm gonna get my notes up, and then I'm going to give you a second to like really like you're like ready, right? Because I don't want to fuck up your editing or anything.
Oh yeah, I like as long as you don't take like fucking 5 minutes, you know, it's fine.
No. I'm just pulling my notes up now, and then do you need me to share my screen when I'm talking about certain things, or are you gonna share yours?
I'm recording the screen on my laptop, like, you know, the one that was in the video.
Stefan, sweetie.
Yeah.
It'll all get taken care of.
So I'm recording the screen from that. So
oh my god.
If you want to share your screen, then I'll look at it. That's fine.
Nah, I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna send it to you because your connection is better.
Okay.
The AT&T modem came though, so I'll set it up tomorrow. I don't feel like doing it now.
Oh, sick.
And then I'm gonna cancel Xfinity right immediately. Like, tell them fuck themselves. Anyway, okay. So let me pull this up.
That's a little rude.
Hey, Dink.
I hope the audience knows that we don't condone that behavior.
Dink. I have the talking stick.
Ooh.
Well, I have the stick in my pants, man.
It doesn't count if it's up your ass.
And you know what? You keep grabbing on that, and like I just want you to know that like
you're really making him
not
come.
comfortable with you. I'm really not comfortable with you grabbing on my talking stick.
People talk a lot when they're about to like bust, right? They're like, "Oh, I'm gonna."
Yeah, they sound like Porky Pig. Yeah,
like right there, he just stuttered. Like he stuttered like crazy. It must be coming out.
What, my red rocket?
You coming from your penis or your asshole?
Are you squirting ass juice all over?
Yeah, ass juice.
That's my favorite kind of orgasm, to be honest. The male prostate.
All right.
The G-spot orgasm.
You're not recording this part, right?
More like the juice spot.
What do you mean anyway, bro? You brought that up.
Yeah, actually.
Okay, and I'm ending it.
Why?
Oh, okay. Stefan calls the shots, I guess. Maybe we wanted to talk about ass juice, you fucking prick.
Anyway.
Honestly.
And here we go. There he goes again.
I like how Logan didn't comment on my profile picture at all. Like, what was the point of me making it?
We did.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, we're talking about his...
We did say that you guys, whenever we started, we were on the call. Stefan was just completely silent, and me and Logan were talking about his new profile picture.
Oh, here's his connection.
And then Stefan does an awesome anime intro, and he's like, "Oh, hey, I didn't see you there."
That's not what I said. You guys said that.
Didn't see you there.
Okay. Hey. Anyway, Logan, I'm gonna need you to share your screen so I can talk about this stuff in real time. With Discord, there's a few seconds delay, but with Parsec, it's like real time.
Parsec has been so shit, so I really hope that it's fine.
No, on my end, it's been shit. On yours, no.
And we're already talking about shitting on each other. Okay.
Does Dink even have access to Parsec?
He can watch it through Discord.
I have to log in. I'm not doing that. We're already
Oh
recording.
my god.
I'm not editing
my
this
God.
And
much.
it began.
Okay,
Ugh,
just
what is
send
that?
me send me the shit.
What is
All right,
that?
this delay is gonna be so ass.
I highly
Dave,
doubt it's gonna be that
please,
bad.
Ass
please,
juice.
Dave, please, please shut the fuck up, please,
Stefan,
please, for
get
5
bent.
seconds. Okay.
Stefan, get on your knees.
Get bent. Fucking sound like Kanji Tatsumi. So the first topic I wanted to talk about, ladies and ladies and germs,
Yeah.
and not the germs as in German, germs as in a okay.
And the crowd went silent.
Women and gentlewomen.
I'm really gonna talk about those nasty people.
Ladies and the unbreasted.
I like how that GIF of Miyavi just keeps repeating. That is what GIFs do. Anyway, so the first thing I wanted to talk about was the topic of fighting games. Now that is something I'm very passionate about. Like, I don't know why he's laughing. I'm gonna ignore that. So my journey into fighting games started a little bit before I met Logan. I believe like when I was a kid, it was like the year 2008, and I was watching. It was like 2007 actually, and Street Fighter 4 was about to come out for the PS3. I remember watching like the trailers and like gameplay like videos on the channel G4, as well as on demand
I never
because we
got to
had
watch
cable.
that channel.
That was a fun channel. That was like such a vibe, dude. I wish like I'll show it to you one day. Some of the greatest hits. But I remember watching the trailers and like gameplay videos on TV because that was a thing on G4. And I remember like everything about it just hooked me. It hooked me like crazy. But before that, I've never played fighting games. Yeah,
Hooked me
but
like
I've
a
never
fish.
played fighting. I've never played fighting games before that. So rolls around, the game is released. I ended up getting like I'm that old. I got Street Fighter 4 through GameFly, and I remember playing it on just what?
GameFly before you buy.
Yeah, it was so great. I got so many games through GameFly. I got to try many games through GameFly. Only thing I did not like was the waiting period. But I remember when I first started playing Street Fighter 4, it was like it was very different. Because like before that, I played a lot of Naruto games, and those games, they're like anime fighting games, and those games usually just require one button. So to go from one button to what Street Fighter does is like traditional fighting game shit, where it's like 6 buttons. That was a huge leap, and I remember being so confused and unsure of where to even start with that.
God, when I first started Street Fighter, it took me like 3 months.
Yeah, one thing I definitely could not do for the life of me was just the most average stuff, like the basic fireball attacks, because it's quarter circle forward. You got to roll the control stick forward and press a punch button. But I remember like trying to do that for so long, and I could never pull it off.
Mm-hmm.
And that went on for years. That went on for years. So I got the game in like 2008. I met Logan in 2010, and between those 2 years, I played Street Fighter 4 on and off. I would just button mash my way through the game, and because like even though I sucked at it and I knew I didn't know what I was doing, like the concept of fighting games was still so fascinating to me that I was still hooked no matter what. And I remember the night it clicked for me. I was in bed. It was like 2010. I was like a weekend. I was in bed and I was playing Street Fighter 4 again. No, it was Super Street Fighter 4 that time, and I was playing as Jiri or Cody, one of those two. And I ended up looking up on YouTube like how to do a Hadouken or whatever. And I watched a guy do it on his because like the gaming videos we had back then, people would just record their like TVs. It was so great.
God, I remember those.
Yeah, it was great. But he recorded his TV doing it, and then he turned the camera down to his controller and showed how he did it with his hands, and that's when it clicked for me. That's when it clicked for me. So I loaded the game up and I did it myself with my own hands, and I remember freaking out. I did it, and I did it over and over and over again until it became natural to me. And that was the moment like fighting games became my favorite genre.
When you finally get it, dude, it's so
Yeah.
satisfying.
And a little bit after that, I started to bring it to Logan's house, and I was like, "Hey, you got to try this." And I got him to play it one day. I showed him to do the basic commands, and we were both like fresh into it, but we got good at it over time. He was an avid Ryu player, and I mostly played Cody, but I branched out and learned other characters. But like one thing that Logan could always do on command was the Shoryuken motion, which is a Z motion. So you have to like flick the controller back, like forward, down, and then back forward again. So it's forward, back, forward. And I don't know how he always did it, but he would do it on command. He still does it on command. It's so crazy to me. And lo and behold, my brothers, they were babies when I got that game. Now they're like teenagers. And when they were babies, they were started just like me. They didn't know what they was doing. But by the time they was 10 years old, they've played against Logan. My brother Deshaun can do a raging demon like it's nothing.
Yeah, I was about to
And
say, raging demon.
I still haven't mastered that, and I'm like 30. I've been trying to do that for years. Like I can do it, but it's like it takes a lot of time. But for my brother, he can just do it on and that's a lot of buttons to press in a fraction of a second. And you gotta flick the controller forward while you do it. Like he just does it, and I never knew how. He can't even explain to me how he does it. He just said he does it. So, like, fighting games are so technical, and it's a beautiful thing that like.
Oh yeah, the skill ceiling.
Yeah.
The skill set. What are you laughing at? Are you like distracted?
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Go on.
Well, I was about to say the skill ceiling.
Big ass ears.
The skill ceiling is so high, and the skill entry, the floor is even like pretty high for some fighting games, and that's what makes this so exciting to watch and play. Is how advanced it is, because you know that everybody has to be like practiced to a certain level to even be able to play the game like in a functional way. So that made the hype like so intense in any room that it's being played in, whether you were at a tournament or just at your house with your friend.
Yeah, like once you know exactly like what it's like to play the game, and you know the basic mechanics, and then you see like professionals do like crazy things, it's like it's a new feeling, because like you're seeing what they're doing, and it just looks like magic.
Oh, I know.
And I love that.
I don't think I could ever
Especially
get to that.
Tekken players are like built different. Like they've been doing some crazy stuff.
That's why Namco fucking thought they could take advantage of them, because they're like obsessed with that game, but everybody has their limits.
But yeah, like the one thing that like brings like there's so many different fighting games and so many different types of fighting games, but the one thing that brings most traditional fighting games together are the fact that they all have motion inputs. And now I'm going to show you this trailer for this new game. It's called Invincible Versus.
Yeah, and he was telling me about this the other day and wanted to save it for this video, and told me that it was going to be even worse for the fighting game community. It's already dying, and this is just like pushing it just a little bit closer to the edge.
I'm gonna get to that, because there's another game that's going to be even bigger than every other, presumably. But I'm gonna get to that in a second. Just check this trailer out, because I think you might be interested in it regardless. But
I suppose we'll see. Well, the Xbox is already kind of a turn-off. Hopefully it's on PC. It should be, though, because they're kind of giving up on Xbox, thank God.
Who's this character?
Alright. Because he would do that, right?
No, he got punched.
Oh, really?
It's a reference to the current season, but I won't spoil it for you.
Yeah, I still need to watch that.
Yeah, there's no other spoilers, but that's like a reference to what happens.
I'm late as fuck. This was recorded only like a few days ago, before this was uploaded. I'm just super late. I did watch the first season.
I'm sorry, but that woman with the braid blade is like so fucking dumb. I hate that design.
Why is that dumb? They're like superhumans.
No, just the long ass braid with a fucking sword at the end is just that's just dumb to me. This looks like it was made in Blender.
Why I had to do this. Except our rule.
I mean, it could be.
No, yeah,
Blend is
very
free,
well
so
may
it makes
have.
sense.
I'd like to propose a third option.
Whoa.
Hey, he's not dead.
Not your son anymore. I'm the guy who's going to throw you off this planet for good. I trusted you.
I do need to get caught up on the new season, dude.
Yeah, it's a Mortal Kombat style game.
If Alan the Alien isn't in it, then...
We don't know every character that's in it yet.
Well, I'm just saying Alan the Alien better be in it, and if he's not, there's gonna be a problem.
I'm pretty sure they're gonna go with every character that's up to season 3.
They should give him a Seth Rogen skin. That'd be awesome.
I'm an alien with one eye and no nose. How do I breathe with my mouth closed?
Isn't that funny?
I am ending you. I see it all now.
This is a spoiler. I'm sorry, Logan. I forgot about that.
About to put spoilers in a video game.
Because it follows the current season.
I mean, that makes sense.
Coming
But,
2026.
okay, so that
It's
was
only going to be on the
Invincible
Xbox, so I'm not going to be playing it regardless of if I was interested or not.
That's just for now. We don't know. But basically, so that was a fighting game that people were absolutely hyped for at first.
Yeah.
But the discourse came, and the fact that actually, let me pull this other trailer up so you can get a feel for both of them, so I don't have to repeat myself. This is another fighting game that, and it's honestly shaping up to be bigger than all of them. You don't have to watch the whole thing, but just look at the gameplay. You'll probably notice it real fast. So this is the League of Legends fighting game. It's called Double Knockout, and both this and Invincible are meant to be for people like Dink that don't play fighting games. So the both of them are meant to be like super easy. Like they only so basically like in a regular fighting game you would do a Hadouken with quarter circle, but in this game you would just press one button, one dedicated button to it.
Why did they... Okay, so what I really don't understand about this, like them doing this, making video games for people that don't play video games, or like making genre games for people that don't play that genre at all, is like, that's what's ruining AAA gaming right now. That's why it's flatlining so badly.
Yeah, like
Or even
it
on
looks
the
like
decline, is like, because they keep pandering to the audience that's not even like actually interested. They're just insecure because they feel left out. Like, it's
Like,
so
I'm gonna be
stupid.
honest, I'm not insecure about being left out. I just have like absolutely no interest in any fighting game or any game for the most games for the most part.
Yeah, and that's fair. And like to the game's credit, it looks amazing, but the people that have played it,
it does. It's just
the people that played it say that they got turned off by the fact that it's like super simple.
Yeah, like, if there's no skill involved, then it's not very fun. That's like what makes fighting games.
Super simple games can be alright.
Yeah,
Can be fun, but like that just needs to be like, you know, like Gang Beast. I think that's a very simple game that is just very fun still.
Well, yeah, but
Like,
we're trying to like keep this discussion like in a bubble, like involving fighting games specifically, because simple fighting games never take off. They might be popular for a while.
yeah. And that's just like the Marvel Tokon trailer, the new Marvel fighting game that's like this anime fighter. That's just like this, but the difference is they said that like right off the bat, the developers came out and said, yeah, the game's gonna have traditional inputs. There's gonna be an option for simple controls, but the traditional inputs will be there for fans of that like style. And like the League of Legends developers, they said that like they're not doing the traditional inputs. It's gonna be strictly simple, and that turned a lot of people off, including myself.
Well, yeah,
I was
people
hyped
that
for this game until
actually
they,
play
said
fighting
that.
games aren't going to be interested.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
who are
'cause,
they
like,
making this game for?
Because, like, if you look at Dragon Ball Fighters, it's another very simple fighting game, but it has technical inputs if you want them. Grand Blue Fantasy has that as well. So, like, I can do a Hadouken in Street Fighter, and then I can do the same Fireball in Grand Blue Fantasy. But for a game like this, I would have to learn a whole new, like, move set for basic, like, characters. And that's a lot to learn for a new game. Let alone a game that you're barely interested in, because, like, this whole thing is not meant for the average fighting game fan. This is meant to bring the League of Legends players into the genre, and that's a real shame to me because like they're putting all their eggs in just one basket, thinking that like the average League player is gonna come play this, and I don't think that's the case. I think they're just gonna play League.
Like, with the AAA failures that there's been, it's really confusing to me how presumptuous and confident these companies are when they make something like this that's not even a new idea, and it's an idea that's, like, been proven that they're doing in a way that is, like, arguably the wrong way to do it. And they're just like, no, yeah, like you just said, they're just, no, yeah, throw all the eggs in the basket, it's fine. People are gonna play it, for sure. Because, just because IP, that's it. Like, you can't just stand on IP.
This is a little side tangent, though, unrelated to the inputs. This game is like the League of Legends fighter, and there's a character in League of Legends that's built for fighting games, and they didn't put her in this game for some reason. Like, why? Like, my main character, Vi, when I play League of Legends, she's literally built for this genre. Like, all of her moves are fighting game references. So, like, it's so odd that they didn't put her in the game that's a fighting game.
And for clarification, I don't play LOL because I think the community is really annoying. And that's pretty much it, to be honest.
That's fair. I remember my first match, somebody, like, said something about, like, oh, go eat some KFC, and, like, call me a slur, and I was like, how'd you even know I'm black?
Yeah, they can just sense it.
You just, like, took a shot in the dark.
No pun intended, but yeah, they can just, like, fucking sense it.
Like, how? Ooh, I didn't even say anything.
They can smell you.
They're basically Redditors.
Basically, yeah. So, like, all of these super moves are being done with one button. Like, isn't that insane?
That just sounds so lame. Like, that just sounds so lame. Like, what's the point?
And that led to stuff like this on Twitter. Let me get that link.
Like, Dink, for example...
This looks nice.
Like, an example for, like, what we mean is that... like, my character in Street Fighter is the simplest character you can play. And to do his, like... It's something slightly different in each game, I think. But to do a Metsu Shoryuken, which is the move that I choose to do, like the Ultra, whatever, is, quarter circle, forward twice, and then you press R2. And that's the simplest it gets in that game to do an Ultra move. And in this game, it's just one button. Like... that's just like part of the draw of fighting games is the hype. Okay, like inarguably, that's definitely part of it. So like if people are knowledgeable that there is nearly no skill floor involved in this game, or I mean such a low skill floor, I should say more accurately, it's just not very exciting to watch.
Basically, that's what like what Logan just said is basically what I'm saying. From since a Twitter link of
well, who said you're breaking up real bad?
Oh, let me try leaving and coming back.
Take a breath. Take a breath.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, so what I was saying was what Logan just said. Logan, if you click that link that I just sent you, what you just said about like basically inputs are the soul of a fighting game, and you know it's bad when you have people celebrating the fact that the new Marvel fighting game has inputs. Like has
Are you serious? It's really worth celebrating. That is so sad.
They got 10,000 likes, but that's how serious. Because the new League of Legends fighting game and the new Invincible versus fighting game, those are very popular IPs. League of Legends is like the biggest IP in the world next to Pokemon. I'm pretty sure, at least the biggest like video game. And so like whatever they do is probably gonna shape the entire genre. Like if League of Legends is really is successful with the fighting game, you know, like other companies are gonna follow suit and do away with like more and more fighting games are coming out and they're doing away with motion inputs. And a lot of people agree that motion inputs are the soul of the fighting game. Like you cannot find motion inputs in most other genres, but like you can't find it in an FPS unless it's Helldivers 2 because they do motion inputs.
If the game is successful, eventually it'll follow the same route. Like, it's such an easy, like, thing to say, obviously. Like, just keep going back. Just keep circling around somehow to talking about AAA games. But, like, I mean, they are on a decline. And, like, that's just going to be a repeat with fighting games. If they do go this route, is there'll be a revival with... I mean... it sounds so like demeaning when I say normies, but I mean, who else is ruining it, right? This is a game being made for normies, games being made for normies,
right? And they don't play this,
and they don't play games like this. They just want to feel like included in something that they don't understand, like, you know, that other people enjoy. So then they're like, well, why do they enjoy it so much? And
like,
then this company's like, oh, you can enjoy it too. Don't worry. No, yeah, you should join come play. Look at this game. See, jingle keys,
like Mortal Kombat. Like Mortal Kombat. That game is built for like the casual audience. They're mostly like movie games. They're barely video games at this point. They're mostly movies. And you would see,
and like even
they're
Mortal Kombat,
extremely popular. They sell the best out of every other fighting game. They sell the best, but their player count, like the actual active players, the casuals just play the story and then turn the game off forever. They play the story, turn the game off.
The Mortal Kombat fighting community is dead.
You can beat that entire story just by jumping and kicking. And I did that in Mortal Kombat 9 at Logan's house. I did it playing the story. Just jump, kick over and over. You'll win. But like, that's who the fucking game is made for. So like, they don't give a fuck about like the actual like, because like Jayuna explained it best. The pro players are like the people that actually give a fuck. Like, because like I'm not a pro, so I'm like the 99% of fighting game players. We're like the 50 something percent, and then the top 1% are the pro players. But the other percent are just the casuals that buy the game, play it for one day, and then turn it off. But they're catering to those casuals and chasing an audience that don't want them.
Yeah, it's like it's a really weird thing to try to explain how those people. Again, it's just there's somebody that can explain it better for sure. Hold that thought.
If you remember,
actually, you go first. I'll remember.
Do you remember years ago we played this game called Under Night in Birth? You might not remember it, but it was one of those games where like you press one button over and over to do a full combo and super.
Let me see. It's called Under Night what?
In Birth.
Oh. Let's see.
That's not like the core gameplay, but that's possible. And I remember you said that like a game like that is just something you can't get into. It's like one of those games where like you can just press one button over and over to do a full move set. I remember you saying you hated it.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my god, let it go. I think one of the characters do. Yeah, actually Hilda does. Hilda does. But yeah, you said like you can't get behind games like that where you just press one button to like win. And I mean I totally get it. But like that's what these guys are that's what these guys are trying to make like a thing. And it's really killing the soul of fighting games like other people are saying. It's because like it makes me sad that like and other people like have talked about this. Like I spent years practicing to get as mediocre as I am now.
Right.
And I like as mediocre as I am, I'm still proud that I got here through practice. I would sit there for hours and play every day after school. Learn combos, learn moves, pick up different characters, try them out, learn how to do their moves, enjoy like the success of like my practice paying off. But they're making it so that you just skipped all the practice. It's like, what's the point?
It's like, I don't know how to explain it. There's definitely like a psychologist or something that can explain it better, because this doesn't just apply to video games, but like in regards to video games, like in over the decades, it was like the jock type of people, the normies, whatever you want to call them, that would see the nerds having fun and pick on them because they didn't understand why they liked this thing so much. So because it was taboo to them, it was stupid and gay. But then like over the years, it started taking off because, you know, video games are fun. And then, but these people like still don't get it. They're not good at games, and they probably never will be good at games like on a fundamental level. So then these companies are like, oh no, you guys can play too. See, look at this game. It's really easy.
Yeah, let's artificially reduce the skill gap. Let's reduce the skill gap between players.
And I don't get why I don't even understand why people can't just like what they like and fucking leave other people alone, because that's what's nearly crashing the game industry right now. And that whole cycle will be how fighting games play out if these few games right now like actually manage to take off. I don't think they will, personally. I think they'll like be popular for a few months and then just completely die.
And I got one more example.
I think that they anticipate that too, because they didn't go very hard in the animation for either game. It's pretty simple designs.
I got one more example to show you. So like,
I mean, I don't know about that though, because I think as animation and that kind of stuff has gone by, people have just realized that simpler designs are nice to like. I'll just use one of the examples that you and me were talking about, Logan, like Smiling Friends. I think people are realizing like really simple designs like that are just nice to look at.
Yeah, it
So I
depends
think
for
more
sure.
people are okay with having simple designs in their like media that they make.
yeah, but it's different for a fighting game where like the design of characters, like the design of the game matters less compared to the gameplay itself.
And I didn't
Like you have
mean
games that look like dog shit, and people will still play it if it like has good controls.
and I didn't mean
I would
like
guess.
the literal design of the characters being simple. I meant the literal like animation itself and like design like from the ground up of the game is very simple. Like not very many polygons. Like it's not rough edges, but like they didn't add edges to the characters. They didn't like sharpen up the details. They tried to keep it very simple looking, like Borderlands kind of style, because it's easy to make. Because I don't think they anticipate the game lasting long.
Now,
Oh,
here's my other example. So, like Logan, when I always ask Logan to play Melty Blood with me. That's Arcwade's home series, but when I ask him to play, I always say the old game, and this is my primary reason as to why, because the game got a remake. So the old Melty Blood is called Current Code. That's from like 2008. The current Melty Blood game is called Type Lumina. They updated everything, like they made the game HD. I'll send a link to the Discord. This is what a basic combo looks like in the old Melty Blood. You'll see like it's way more like technical, and it's like a lot more going on to it. But like yeah, see, like there's a lot more going on to it. There's a lot like I won't say there's more skill because I don't want to be mean.
Oh,
And
no,
I
it's
don't want
fine.
to disrespect people. I don't want to disrespect people, but like, so like that
How the
sort of
fuck does that
combo
mean?
that would take a lot of effort and like practice. But with the new game, they simplified the controls so bad that like you can look at this combo and this old game and compare it to the old new game, and you'll see that the combo looks way like in the new game the combo looks way simpler because they made the controls also one button. 1 or 2 buttons, while the old game was like 4 buttons. And you'll see, like, it looks way, like, the combos for one way shorter.
Yeah, like in my
But, like,
opinion,
everything that's done here is just one button pressed over and over.
in my opinion, Street Fighter being as big as it is, and then I keep forgetting if we're on 5 or 6. What the fuck are we on 6, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so 6. In Street Fighter 6, I hated Street Fighter 5. For the record, that's why I asked that, because I'm not paying any
Ironically, that was
attention
the
to 6.
that was the
or 5.
They said that was the highest selling one out of all of them.
Really? I hated
Yeah,
that
I
one
was
so much.
surprised too.
But anyway, so in 6 they have like the simple controls versus the complex controls, and I'm like, they should not have put the simple controls in, period, because it's like,
Well, they also have
again, what's
dynamic
happening with the
controls.
AAA games industry, I know, but like they keep I keep saying like again, I'm a fucking idiot. I am so sorry. Anyways, not gonna say that again. So they got God of War and The Last of Us 2. Those 2 games cost so much money to make. Those are like the biggest like examples of this game failed as of recent years, you know. And they wanted to make Street Fighter 6 really big too. Like obviously they have like the cool campaign and like character customization, and they have really nice graphics in the game now compared to the prior game and, you know, all of its predecessors. And I know they want to like make it really cool and big and nice, you know, whatever, it's fine, but you have to appreciate and acknowledge as a company like how big your audience really is and how big the community actually is. You need to be realistic. You can't force a bigger audience if it's just not there. You know, make a product for how much demand there is. And they're not doing that with video games. That's why they keep having massive failures from like here and there. And those massive failures are too big of a hit for them to dial it back, you know? It's
Oh my god. I forgot. You're right. I forgot. I forgot to add this to the list. You just reminded me when you said massive failure, because there's another fighting game that just came out. But I'll let you finish that point. I don't know why my phone didn't remind me. I had it set to like send me a notification to add this to the list.
Okay, I just said the wrong thing
okay.
there though. But when they have a massive failure like that, then the company has to think, okay, we took it too far because the audience isn't there. There wasn't enough people to buy it because people didn't even ask for this to be this big. So now, do we double down and make just as big of a game, or do we fire a bunch of people and, I forgot what the term is, but like, do we reduce the size of the company a little bit so that we can make have a more like realistic outcome, expectation, instead of trying way too hard to make the most biggest grand thing that you possibly can and just assume that the audience is going to be there because you made it so cool. Cool factor isn't enough when people just don't care. And I don't mean the audience that's already there. I just mean like the general public. If they just don't care, what are you going to do?
So, yeah, and what you said, because there's another way fighting games have been failing lately, and it's like giving what you said earlier, chasing an audience that like doesn't give a fuck, and that's what killed the new Fatal Fury game. Now keep in mind, this IP has been idle for like 20 years. I'm pretty sure the last Fatal Fury game was like from the 90s. They brought the series back,
Lord.
and what they did for the series was announce two new characters. Two of the new characters, both of the new characters. No, I won't say new. They announced two guest characters. Both of those guest characters are real
gay
people.
and black and LGBTQ coded and quirky.
They hardly do that in the fighting game community.
No, but they're both real people. Now, I don't want to be rude, but have you ever heard of this man before in your life?
Huh?
Is this like a real person?
This is a real person. They put him in the game as like a cross promotion. Have you ever seen this man before in your life?
I don't think so.
Here's a ticket to my show tonight. I hope you can make it.
He's talking like he's in a porno.
Well, he's just such a beautiful man.
Might as well be in a porno. I'm gonna come right now.
Is this a rhythm game?
No, that he's a DJ from real life that's just friends with the owner of the company. That's so literally it. He's just friends with the owner, so they put him in the game.
That's the gayest self-insert bullshit I've ever seen. That's like DeviantArt level.
Dink, what you just said is how every fucking person reacted to this. They don't know who he is. He took up a slot.
If they didn't, then they would just be idiots. If they didn't react,
he took up a slot from a character that like could have been in the game, like a character they could have put an old character in this game, but they replaced him with him. He is part of the reason why the game flopped. He's part of because like they spent billions of dollars. He's not the only one, because there's another one.
It's so confusing when companies do something like that. Like, again, so presumptuous. It's like, yeah, people are definitely going to like this for sure, no doubt. Because we worked really hard on it and have such a nice presentation. Like, you can't just write off IP and presentation and shit forever.
Hold on, Logan. I've got another trailer for you, because he's not the only one. This is another one of those guest characters that they put in the game. And it caused an uproar because, like I said, he's taking a slot from a character that, like, people, like a fan favorite.
Oh, yeah, and by the way,
with, like, another real person.
I know I just said 5 minutes ago that I'm going to stop saying like so much, and I just said it a few more times.
I said it like 15
times. It's my fucking insert word. I'm sorry. My mom told me it makes me sound like an idiot. I know it does.
Damn, that's rough, buddy.
What is that called when you have a word that you just like? What's the called? There's a word, like a term for that. It's
insert, like a sentence.
A sentence enhancer.
Well, it's not a sentence enhancer. No. It's like your thinking word.
Yeah, filler.
Filler word? Okay, yeah, fuck and like are my
Fuck.
filler words, and I'm trying to stop using both of those so much.
Okay.
Because it
Click
makes me
that
sound
first
really
video first.
stupid.
Yeah, that one. So this is another real life person they put in this game, a soccer player. And what's worse is that like, not only do people not want this, this also came out after he has like rape controversies and shit, like against him.
Oh God
That he admitted to basically.
Oh my God.
So it's even worse. So they put an actual like assaulter in the game, and it's like it was bad PR, dude. Like when I tell you this game flopped, it flopped.
Well, and he should be good
To
at
be
fighting.
fair, you had the opportunity to fight and kill a
But that wasn't all, because like he's like one of the most famous soccer players in like history. So you know, like getting him in this game took billions of dollars, right? He did an interview talking about the game, and he made it clear that he did not give a fuck about this genre or the game at all. Like when you see what he said about the game, you would actually wonder if he even knows what this is.
It's like putting Kevin Hart in this game. He probably
That's
has no
depressing.
interest in it. But
And like what sucks is that they could have gave these moves to the like an actual character. Like they could have made an original character and just gave him these moves, and it would have been cool. But because they used a real life person, that really turned people off on this game.
The fighting game community is too small and tight-knit for them to get
Yes.
away with celebrity
Like,
worship. Like, why are they even trying? Why did they try?
They could have done something. They could have done something like they could have got like a wrestler. They're pretty popular in the fighting game space because a lot of them are in like fighting game trailers. This was his other trailer for this game where he talks about the game, and you will see that he does not know what the fuck he's even saying. You will see like he doesn't even know what the game is when you like just watch.
It's great. First time in a traditional fighting game. It's a big game, so I'm happy to be part of it.
Not very
Using my
insightful.
football moves in a fight. It's exciting. Very cool.
Oh god.
The special moves, of course, they are strong, like me.
They asked him his favorite move, and he said the special moves.
I always want to give the fans something special. You will enjoy this. It's a new challenge, a new level. Get ready, soft.
he does not care.
Did you see that? The
That's the
fucking
best
get
they
ready
could get.
self-tell. He doesn't even know what he's advertising.
They couldn't just have him act? Honestly.
He doesn't even know what he's advertising, and that sucks. Because like they asked him, what's your
barely
favorite
even
move? He
speak
said,
English too.
I don't want to go there.
Oh, shut
But
up.
he's like,
Well,
what? They're like,
went
what's
there
your
for
favorite?
you.
What's your favorite move in the game? And he's like, oh, the special moves, of course. He doesn't even know the names of his own attacks.
Good ones.
He doesn't even know the name of his own moves. Nigga, I mean, bro, dude, that floored me when I saw that trailer. I'm like, this man just got a bag and he walked away.
That's so
He got a
annoying,
fucking
dude.
bag and he walked. He got his bag. He got his millions or billions or whatever the fuck, and he just said, "All right, I'm out of here." And if you want to, you can Actually, I'm not gonna pull up a compilation of people reacting because like
With those few games, they really thought that the FGC was really just going to be like, oh, celebrity? Yeah, bye. Like every other community. But no, it doesn't,
no,
like,
they
they're
got
not
the
like
exact
that.
opposite. They got the exact opposite because like there was so many people complaining that like they could have put a character that was like actually a character in the game. Instead, they just put in a real life person that no one gives a fuck about because there's no crossover between fighting games and like soccer. Like, yeah, soccer's big, but like fighting games and sports do not mix like that.
Not at all. It's very strange
Big you said.
decision
And
in the
what's
first place.
the part that kind of fucks with me is that Fatal Fury as a series or King of Fighters as a whole, they have characters that are dedicated to sports. Like they're sports themed fighters in the game. They could have used any of those characters and put them in the game, but they instead went with him. And like he's a controversial figure. So like that didn't do any good for their game. Let me fucking grab this link real quick. Cause like there was a lot of Okay, you could just scroll down. You could scroll down this Twitter post because
All right.
like you'll see that there's a lot of discourse about this.
If you want to make this
Whether
the
people
last
like
thing
him-
so that we can play repo, then that'll be all right, and we can
I got
cover
one
our.
more topic.
Oh, okay. After
I
that,
got yeah.
we can cover a few more things tomorrow if you want, because these are really easy to edit, as you would imagine.
Okay,
So.
I'll save the other half for tomorrow. But if you scroll down that, you'll see that like there's a lot of back and forth over whether or not people like him, and like if you got to fight, that's the same trailer.
Oh, okay.
It's the comments that are talking about it.
You have to log in to look at comments. Are we for real right now?
Okay, I'll just pull up a couple individual comments then.
Might as well.
Okay, I'll pull up a couple individuals. Hold on, here's one right here.
Cut.
From this is like you'll see the likes that these comments are getting, and that'll really set the tone of like how a lot of people are feeling. Because like if 100 people are liking a comment saying this is stupid, then it's probably fucking stupid.
Sure, guest characters are fine and all, but damn, this is sad. It's so
like shit like that.
weird. Like, how much overlap
And then, like-
is there with the fighting game community in soccer?
Here, I'll send a couple more. I'll send like 2 more. Here's one right here.
Who was like, yeah,
here-
my son likes soccer, and he also
This
kind of
needs to
likes our
happen.
Right here.
games.
This needs to happen.
Like,
it's so confusing. Like,
and then
genuinely.
here's the saddest one. Here's the saddest one of all. I had hope for this game, but it's turning into Fortnite.
This shit is so
That nigga's like, why? And then the other dude's like, it's turning into Fortnite.
Why?
And it's like, and that got 38 likes. Like, people are fucking feeling these. Like, this is genuine, like, actual people, like, not liking it.
Oh
And then
my
this-
god, it's turning into Fortnite. He's so right though.
And then this is like their actual sports themed characters.
Sigh.
Like, they have a whole team of characters dedicated to sports. And they didn't go with any of those characters bringing them back. They just brought back, like, when they just put in like a real life person.
They would be so
And that
proud.
just doesn't fit. Like, real people do not fit in fucking fighting games. It just does not work. It's goofy.
Well, no, because fighting game characters historically and to this day have really unrealistic power and abilities because it makes it more fun.
Well, yeah, like
It's
the
a video
soccer
game.
player. He was like, his soccer ball was on fire somehow.
Exactly.
And then the other guy, Salvatore, he's a DJ in real life. So in the game, his powers are like music based. But it's like,
What happened to the game
Why?
I love? All right, before we move on to the next topic, I'm going to go grab my cookies.
the memes are pretty funny on this. I'm not even gonna lie.
Oh yeah, they're pretty good. More successful
I'll
than
send a
you.
couple more. I'll send one more meme.
Pain.
All right, let me just
That's my last
put my
meme
headphones
on it.
back on here.
I'll probably send more after the stream, but there's no more relevant to the topic at hand.
You said he had one more topic though, right?
Yeah, one more topic relating to fighting games. The other topics I had are not fighting game related. So I'll leave those for the
Well, I
tomorrow.
wish I knew that's what we were doing today because I have topic. I would have
Oh.
gotten some things together.
This
That's what
next
we were
topic is
doing
really
today.
quick. It's just
Oh, well, we're going to
the
record
next
again
topic is-
tomorrow, so feel free to throw some things together.
Logan, I'll scroll down a little bit.
Because I got a few things too. Pain. Adding an actual real world to a fighting game, this genre is so cooked, and you're gonna have to throw out the whole pot with it. That gif.
But like that's what I said. Ronaldo has like a huge crime against him, or he committed a huge crime, and he's like in trouble for it right now. So for them to put
Like
him in the
bumping
game
my
and then
mic and shit.
release that while he's like in this controversy, and then what's worse is
That is
that
kind of
like
crazy as
I
fuck.
don't, I don't have the tier list in hand right now. I can get them probably tomorrow. But Ronaldo and Salvatore, the two real life people in the game, their character usage data is like next to zero. No one's playing as them. So
Oh.
like that's like they wasted all the money on like the budget on shit on them, and no one's playing those
You
characters.
know what's crazy too?
In tournaments, no one's using them.
Whether he did it or not, people would probably still not be using him because fighting game community is like, who's this guy?
Yeah, basically they said this. They said that about Salvatore because you don't. I'm not even gonna lie, he's popular, but he's popular in like the fucking like in Europe. He's a European star. So like
I was
it'd be
gonna say,
like putting
like, the
Kanye
world.
West in a game.
He's popular
It'd be
in the
like
world.
putting Kanye West in a fucking. It'd be like putting Kanye West in a Japanese RPG. They're gonna look at him and be like, "Who?"
Oh, he's black.
What's this?
Okay, they wouldn't
What
say
is
that.
this?
No,
This was another
no,
topic.
Iceland.
You can skip to the timestamp at 4:10
I
because
know,
there
that
was a
racist.
player.
If
there
you
was a player,
if you understand the layers to that.
There was a player that got disqualified. This is pretty funny. You can skip to the timestamp at 4:10 where he does it, but he basically gets banned for being toxic at a tournament.
Kind of a
Oh yeah, you were telling me about this
Arsenal said
guy.
as a pro player, he just
This was the match he was
blocks out what
playing.
The opponent is doing right. If the opponent is making noises or whatnot, you can't let that distract.
And the
you.
topic is
So
like
allow
really
him the
getting
right
people
things by,
talking
like,
about
trying
whether
to
or not the
clutch up
fighting
in
game
the moment
community
and
as a
block it
whole
out
is getting
because,
really
like, he's trying to
soft
throw you off your
and
game.
like pussyfied.
Regardless of that fact, this guy
I can't.
Like, you'll
I
see in a
really
second.
can't watch any of these. I can't really can't watch any of these without thinking about games done quick. Chibi.
Now, what he did at the end
Okay.
of his win was what got him disqualified. And this is where some people are kind of saying, like,
Yeah,
you're
what
going
happened
too
when
far, right?
we
So you can see
were
he's
in
doing
high
the
school?
combo. Once again, it's very close. 2-2's the
And
final
people
score. Now,
would be
Claudio
like
does that,
practically
boom,
getting in
hits.
each other's
Now he's
faces
staring at
and
him once
shit.
more. And
Like,
then
they would
Bilal,
let the
boom, fist
hype
bump. Okay. Now,
fuel
look, he sits
them,
there
and
for
they
a
would
second,
allow
and he
themselves
starts
to
Here
just
comes.
feel
in his
it.
bag.
You know?
He goes right for
Here
the bag.
comes. Look
One
what he
would
does.
assume he's putting his controller in the bag, but then when he pops up, he's going to pop up and toilet paper. Walks in front of Bilal. Now he got the toilet paper, and it's Charmin. Ultra soft. He points to it. Ultra soft. Here's the
They
thing. I
focused
gotta go
on
back
it.
so you guys can hear this. What? 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 Ultra soft? Ultra soft? What? What?
The chat is with it.
Now look.
Even the commentators
Yeah,
are
the-
laughing.
Their eyes go up.
No, the
up
guy
to
with the
their
brown
right,
hat
and
is
they're
actually
looking
not
at
happy
basically
about it.
him.
So the guy on the left is
Because
fine.
he's the guy running the whole show.
Decks, which is kind of like off.
Is he
to the
really
left.
not happy
And
about it,
he's
or is it
still
a
holding
Jack
the
Black
toilet paper while he
situation
does.
where he was
Sure,
thought it was
Well, if
funny,
he would
but
just
then like
listen,
had to
you'd
say
see.
he didn't like
He
it?
throws the toilet paper onto the decks, tosses it, whatever word you want to use, right? You got to be careful with your words with a situation like this. Tosses the toilet paper onto the decks. They were saying nope.
Yes,
nope,
I just
nope.
say cookie
Now they're
crumb, shut
both. Markman had his hand up trying to stop it. They're both kind of still laughing, chuckling in this moment. But listen, what? Markman pushes it off the decks. Now, the reason why I think Markman is acting the way that he's acting is because, you know, they pay people to have sponsors and having Charmin all over the place. You can't really do that. Sponsors will be upset by that. So maybe that's why Markman was reacting the way that he's reacting. But some people are saying,
Oh my
that
god,
he basically
because
was
Charmin's going to be,
disrespecting the commentators,
or any of these
tagging
other
him, etc.,
companies,
right?
like,
Once again, you
when
guys
has
can
toilet
decide.
paper ever sponsored any
Look,
tournament
listen,
ever?
listen
Okay,
to what
like,
Markman-
I gotta pause this. When, if that's the reason, this guy's just speculating, so am I. I'm like,
Yeah.
fucking inception here, but
Yeah. I
if
get it,
that's
'cause, like,
if
everyone's
that's the
been,
case though, no toilet paper company has ever sponsored any tournament. Period. It doesn't matter. Like, that's just void. Okay, that theory is
the
void.
speculation. The
No offense to
speculation
this
was them
guy.
trying to give him some.
He's
grace,
trying to figure
though.
out why the hell he's upset. Like, I get it. You're like grasping at straws here,
Yeah.
trying to figure out how this guy is upset about this when there's so much
Yeah,
energy
because-
in the room. Like, dude,
Because,
please.
Yeah, like everyone's been trying to speculate why, because that got him banned. Not banned, but he got disqualified. So like, even though he won the match, they kicked him out the tournament after that. And everyone's been speculating, oh, maybe it's because he threw it, maybe it's because of the sponsors. It turns out they said he got disqualified because he went backstage and like fucked with the commentators. But I don't know. I'm not buying it. And even then, they didn't have to disqualify him for it. Just say, oh, don't do that. But like, that's been a thing with a lot of fighting games, because like in the Smash community, if you do something like that, you'll get banned and blacklisted from every other tournament. Like everyone's so strict now. We can't like actually like have iconic moments like this in the fighting game space.
So the Smash
space known
community
for,
is
like,
sorry.
yeah, because like fighting game spaces are really high energy. Like, there's some tournaments that take place in a boxing ring.
Sorry.
I remember years ago when this girl beat Low Tier God and she like picked him up off the ground and like lifted him up and like hugged him. Like that's the kind of like that's the high energy that happens in this space. So like for him to get disqualified after that, it really makes these guys look ultra soft. No pun intended.
So the Smash community just has to stick to.
Okay.
Okay.
Might as well throw the Guilty Gear community in there too. I'm not getting into that today. Maybe another time. Maybe another time.
They're pretty fucked though. Anyways.
That
They're
was all I
destroying
had to say
themselves
today.
too though then. Like with all this soft bullshit. Like that dude is right. Genuinely. He proved their
like,
they proved his point about calling them soft.
yeah, I mean
disqualifying
basically
him.
because like they're laughing about it, but like they're laughing about it now, but then they went on Twitter and said like, oh, he's disqualified for XYZ reason. But it's like you didn't have to do that though. All he did was like show a toilet paper, and then they're saying, oh, he threw it. He did not throw it. He basically just dropped it on the table. Like I could have seen if he like chucked it into
gingerly pushed it on.
That would have
table.
bounced if he threw it. Please.
Right, it would have bounced off of somebody's face, but it didn't even touch them.
He left the stage and he is now approaching the commentator's decks, which is kind of like off to the left. And he is still holding the toilet paper, and watch what he does. Ultra soft.
Right, they said he went backstage and did this, but they're like right out in the open.
Dink is right. That's a perfect descriptor. He had gingerly tossed it onto the table.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, he didn't like place it on. He did toss it, but like that's not violent. It wasn't
like,
violent at all.
These guys are off to the side, and they said, "Oh, he was backstage." No, he was not. These guys are literally in camera shot.
They're in viewing
of
distance.
The actual venue. Like he did not go backstage. It's not like they were guarded by security. Like they bullshit it.
Everyone can see
like,
them.
It's so lame because like this moment was iconic.
Yeah, this really
like
sounds
this
like a Tenacious D situation. Like with
yeah,
their
shit
reactions,
like this gets people hype. Damn, the Lilo and Stitch actor died.
What?
That's basically all I had to say. I think they're kind of lame for banning. I keep saying banned. They did not ban him. They did not ban him. They disqualified him. I don't know why I keep saying ban. They disqualified him. I think it's kind of pathetic. I think it's lame because fighting games are very high energy. Like people get in each other's faces. They say things they don't actually mean. They jump around. They scream. They take their shirt off. They do.
Isn't this?
They do theatrics.
If I'm not mistaken, isn't this happening in a lot of other public events like this? You know, the coordinators and commentators asking people to essentially just not act like they're human. Like everyone is requested to just act like a robot. I don't understand.
Yeah, I told you, like, a lot of places you're not allowed to, like, really pop off, as they call it, because some people have social anxiety. So if you're playing with somebody next to you, they have, like, actual social anxiety. You start jumping around, they'll get scared, and they'll, like, get you DQ'd. They'll call you violent and scary.
Violent, okay.
Dude, let me...
We are not going to survive the coming war. We're not going to survive the coming war.
No. I need to be mean for a second, dude. If you're gonna go to a public event and then bitch about people being excited and happy, like I was at a concert once, and then I was like, acting all crazy because I like the people. This woman kept shooting me dirty looks, dude. If you're gonna go in public and not want people to be happy and like where everybody else, where you're supposed to be loud, you're supposed to be hype.
I was about to say, like imagine like
fuck off.
Every concert,
go home.
Every metal concert that I've gone to. Obviously, there's a mosh pit. Like, people run in a circle in this, like, empty space that the crowd creates, and everybody pushes and, like, shoves against each other and shit, right?
You better not push me in a mosh pit. I'm beating everybody's asses.
No, everybody's chill about it. But, like, no, everybody's, like, chill about it, but it is, like, I've
seen a dude that just, like, kept hitting a girl, like, specifically in a mosh pit.
Well, that's fine. That's fine.
She wasn't even in it. He just kept running into her and like ramming her.
He might get his ass beat for that, but
that's not what I was
doing. The point is, though,
I was in these stands and I was just cheering because like I was really happy for this because I was excited for this person.
Yeah, imagine being quiet at a rave. Imagine being awkward and silent at a rave.
The point is,
it
though,
was a
the
heavy
metal
concert too, dude. I paid almost $300 for the ticket. Dude. If I want to get naked, I should be able to get naked because
Okay,
that's a lot of money.
No.
But the point is, it's metal. People get really, really hyped up when they're at a metal concert. Could you imagine if the music
paid a lot of money,
stopped and the
too.
singer was like, "Guys, come on, don't. You might scare somebody. Don't do that." Like, that would be so
Some people are so
stupid.
I know. I would fucking get a refund so fast.
That'd be
No, dude,
embarrassing.
I stand firm in the fact that like if you have social anxiety to the point where other people need to like doctor to you in public, you either need to be like sanctioned, like stay at home and be a hermit, or like something, because like that should not be anybody else's issue. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
And the
that's
bigger,
just how it is.
the
Like
overarching
if my
point.
friend is like, listen, you're like, if my friend is telling me, listen, you're really loud, can you like stop? And I'm like, well, yeah, sure. But if it's a fucking stranger coming up to me and saying like, hey, yeah, my friend really, the stimuli that you're giving off is like really, like,
Dude,
no,
just
And
take your
look,
friend and walk away.
The overarching thing here, the big
That's happened
picture,
before, by the way.
the big picture thing is, if you're one of those people that has that social anxiety, I'm not saying that you're wrong or that like you're stupid or that you should be embarrassed, but
But it's
you
nobody
do
else's
need
issue.
to adjust, because that how many people have social anxiety is, it might sound ridiculous, but if you think about it long enough, it completely makes sense. It's contributing to the degradation of our society. It's bad. People cannot like just increasingly be getting that way and just like refuse to talk to each other. It's just fucked up. Like, that can't keep happening, and it shouldn't be enabled by companies like telling people to essentially just not interact with each other just the same at public events like this. Like, it's just ridiculous.
Like, I'm gonna be honest. I've had people like say you're being like rowdy. I was in a bar, and I was just, I'm loud. Like right now, when I'm with friends or something, I'm like loud. I'm not fucking obnoxious, but like I get like into the conversation. And people in public have asked me like, "Hey, you need to be quiet." Like, no, I don't. It's fucking public. Like, this is like a domain. Like, this is the free domain. Like, unless I'm like hurting someone or putting other people in danger, I don't know. I just think that's probably just because I'm in the South, and
Isn't everybody in the bar loud?
we're all loud.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah, most people in bars are loud. That's the thing.
every time I
So,
go into a fucking bar, I just want to leave right away because of how loud it is.
You have to be loud to talk in a bar usually.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're socially anxious, like I need to tell you two guys know about this, but I need the audience to know about this. So there's my first semester at my school that I'm gonna graduate from. It was a photography class. Everybody was weird in there because it's an art major, Everybody's a little socially awkward, all that. But there was a girl who like couldn't even say her name in the fucking, like, she couldn't even say her name for attendance, and she couldn't even present her projects. And like, I'm usually, I'd like to say,
Shut up, Stefan.
I'd like to say I'm fairly compassionate when it comes to that kind of stuff, but like, I had absolutely no compassion. I just like felt like pity. Like, that's like so pathetic. How do you let yourself get that? Like,
yeah, when I was younger, that made people were like that in middle school.
Was she cute?
Stefan, please stop.
Shut up.
Anyway, so when we were in middle school and shit, in high school even, it made sense. You haven't even come out of your shell yet. You don't even know who you are yet. That makes sense. But when you gotta like get a little brave when you are becoming an adult. Like, you can't continue to be that way into your mid-20s. Like, come on.
Dude, I shit my pants. I almost shit my pants every time I present. But you know what? I'm flamboyant and give off enough gay energy enough to make it work.
People
so,
like the teachers in these institutions.
Out, like, a workaround.
Institutions should push people to get brave and to put themselves out there. You're talking about art. how the fuck are they going to send them on their way when they graduate, not having presented shit, and then there's going to be an expectation for them to present to companies any of their work? What practice have they had then?
No, I swear to God, I'm going to be a little sexist, but the reactions to her acting this way, if she was a man, people would be completely different. Because, like, when she was, like,
Oh, they would be.
trying to say her name and then she, like, had to put her head down, they were like, oh, it's okay, you know, you did great, you did great. You shouldn't be congratulating someone.
And no, it's not okay.
You shouldn't congratulate someone for
the reason
you shouldn't congratulate someone for being able to say their name. Like, fuck you.
And it's not okay, again, because they're wasting her time. Her whole time there is going to be wasted
if they don't make her life.
If they don't make her speak up and, like, you know, again, put herself out there. It's what is she going to do when she gets out of school?
I bet you she's one of those bitches that has the nerve to complain that she doesn't have any friends, too.
I wouldn't make assumptions about her, but that school is doing her dirty by enabling her to not do shit with, like, what she's learning. No practice.
Well, to be fair, it's college. Like, they can't really make her do anything.
No, but the teachers should... Like, I don't get why we're normalizing turning everybody into a pussy. The teachers should be pressuring every student to get up there and talk in front of people. You are going to make art, you're going to have your photography or whatever you're doing, and you have to go to an interview and, like, put yourself on blast and be like, yeah, this is what I do. This is, like, the extent of my skills, and and you have to be like, I'm confident, I know that I'm good, you should hire me. What the favors are they doing her? That's just fucked up.
Well, she did fail the class because
no thanks to the teacher
catering to that. They're not catering to that because
the teacher didn't try to make her present.
No, that's not what happened.
Well, then what did happen?
Well, if you'd let me finish, please. Can I finish?
Well, I thought you had.
No. In all my classes, it's like unless you're like in a fucking wheelchair or like your mom dies and you can't be in class, you have to present your fucking projects. There's like no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So if that's not if that's not pressure, then like, because we have 3 big projects usually a class, and failing one of those projects, it's going to be a 70. And some people might be okay with that, but I'm not.
So she did present her projects?
No.
Oh.
No, she completely failed the class.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
The professor.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
The professor would remind her every time. She'd be like, "Listen, if you do not do this, you will fail."
So the professor talked to her one-on-one, right?
Every single time. It was pathetic.
No, I don't mean in front of the class either. Like with nobody else around. Like after everybody else leaves class, would the professor talk to them, just them?
Yes. Even then they would cry because
then everything I just said is like void. Then that's just that person's fault, I guess. I mean, there really isn't much more they can do.
No, I think professors get a bad rap in college because at a certain point you got to be a fucking adult, and like, cuz you're paying to be there. So like, if you're not doing your work, then you're just wasting your money. But I think 90% of my art teachers, they genuinely gave a fuck. And like, my teachers would tell me like, one time my favorite professor I've ever had, he like came up to me and he was like, I could probably get fired for saying this, but like, this work is just shit. You need to redo it. So, but yeah, like most art professors that I've ever had, and I've been to 3 different schools, they've all been, very hard on their students, but which I think is good.
Yeah.
Well, we should probably cut it here. So
yeah, my ass hurts from sitting on this sub.
Me too. I need to get up. Logan, end the stream off with this GIF.
Cool. What is that from?
Yeah, I don't know, but it appeals to me. It appeals to the man in me. The manly urge to die in battle.
All right. Oh, man.
The urge to die in battle. Okay, buddy.
Oh.
I mean,
Wait.
no, like that draft that's going on. I told my coworkers like they're gonna have to kill me before they let me send my brothers out there. They're gonna have to kill me dead at the door. There's no way I'm letting them get to my brothers talking about go fight in this war. You're gonna have to fucking shoot me because I'm taking every one of y'all. Actually, I almost said the N word.